My name is Mr. Snyder, and I teach history. I teach AP World, I teach AP Euro, and I teach US history.
It has been suspected for many years that Mr. Snyder, who teaches at Royal Oak High School, has been a communist. I'm here to find out if that is true.
Well, communism is, the idea that everybody's equal, everybody kind of shares stuff. There's nobody, special, everybody's just the same.
Communism is this great concept that I learned in Snyder's class, that people are equal, and that everybody should be treated fairly and with the same amount of respect. It's really great. You should learn about it.
So is that how you feel about communism? You think communism is great?
Yeah, so to speak, yeah.
I make sure they understand what it is so that when it comes up historically, they can recognize where certain groups or certain countries like Russia, what they were trying to do, and recognize how it failed. And so the idea gained a lot of support. The idea gained a lot of followers in history, not just in Russia, in other parts of the world. I think it's important to recognize that, because as an idea, if you just automatically assume it's bad, you don't want to learn anything about it.
Well, I started noticing these notes all around this room that said the fall of capitalism will be swift and merciless, and I thought that was a little suspicious because, if you're not a communist, why would you be so concerned with the fall of capitalism? I mean, they're everywhere. They're still there to this day. You can find them everywhere. So I think that was when I first realized.
I think, yeah, me too. It's just little notes everywhere, just on the wall, on tests sometimes, just.
And he tries really hard in class to talk about how much he doesn't like communism, which.
Doesn't like communism.
I think he kind of goes out of his way to say that to draw suspicion away from the fact that he's in fact a raging communist.
Have you ever suspected Mr. Snyder of being a communist?
I mean, there's rumors, definitely. I can't speak to the man. I don't know that much about him. I don't know him personally. He's just my teacher.
I think he grows his beard out specifically because he likes to feel like one of the old communist revolutionaries. So I thought that was kind of odd.
He definitely tries to follow a Marxist lifestyle. I've seen it. One time I caught him reading what's the Communist
Communist Manifesto.
Manifesto. I was like, "Hey, Mr. Snyder, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, just some light reading."
Yeah. He just reads it for fun. I don't even think Karl Marx read that thing after he was finished writing it.
No.
And Snyder just reads it before bed every night. Mm-hmm. He recites it. He knows every word.
I'm not a communist, of course. I do teach it because I'm a history teacher, and it comes up in history class, especially in the last 100 years, but I'm not a communist.
Mm-hmm. He forces us to read the manifesto. Which I almost cried on that day in class because I
did cry.
I felt like I needed to report him to
I was just crying, just silently reading the Communist Manifesto and crying.
It was really sad.
It was the worst day of my life.
Upsetting. Yeah, because sometimes he'll be teaching class and then he kind of gives a loving glance down below the podium. And I think
it's a little too loving, if you ask me.
I think there's a little statue of Lenin down there, and he doesn't want us to know, and he just kind of looks at it throughout the day to reaffirm his love of communism.
Mm-hmm. It inspires him to instill communism in our young and fragile minds.
Mm-hmm. How would you feel if Mr. Snyder was a communist?
I don't have to answer that. This interview is over. Shut that off.
What are you doing?
Wait, get out of here.
Snyder left his room. I'm breaking in. Okay, what? Okay, he has communist flags in a corner, just by themselves. Just communist flags. Okay, we're gonna check out the podium, see if Justin was right. Wow, okay. Stalin, Fascism by Leon Trotsky, Socialist Utopia, whatever that is. Karl Marx. Oh my gosh, this is a breakthrough. Okay, I need to get out of here before he comes back. Okay, signing out. Well, we can never know for sure if Mr. Snyder is, in fact, a communist without him openly admitting it. Mackenzie Blackwell did leave us with this touching sentiment.
I would say the fall of capitalism will not be swift and merciless. That's all I have to say.